After showcasing it to us at the Auto Expo, Suzuki launched the Intruder FI in March this year. It commands a premium of about 7,000 rupees over the carb variant, and that's asking for a lot of money over a bike which was already on the pricier side. We have ridden the carb variant, and if you wish to check out how that is, click on the link there. We have even compared it to the Avenger 180, and if you want to know who wins, click there.
But before we carry on, don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell to stay notified.
Now to the bike at hand. The Intruder FI is exactly the same as the carb variant when it comes to looks, features and handling. It's only the performance which has changed. What we are here today to find out is if you should spend that extra money on the FI variant or save it by going for the carb variant instead. First of all, let's get the specs out of the way. The engine is the same 155cc air-cooled unit which makes 14.8 PS of max power and 14 Nm of peak torque. These figures are the same as the carb variant, but that just tells half of the story. When it comes to real-world performance, the inclusion of fuel injection has made the Intruder more suited for city use. It is now marginally quicker to 60 km/h with the motor feeling more refined as well. But that has taken away from the top-end performance and the bike is now half a second slower to 100 km/h. Top-end performance has gone down a little, but it's not something you will miss while cruising on the highways. It's only when you whack open the throttle and want to climb speeds quickly that it feels a bit lacking. Power delivery starts feeling flat after 7,500 RPM and the bike takes time to reach the red line. And while the two versions offer almost identical in-gear acceleration, you are left missing the grunt of the carb. But keeping the motor at slightly lower RPM does keep the vibrations in check. And while you do occasionally miss the top-end performance, you gain something that's probably more important: efficiency. The mileage has gone up both in the city and on the highway. In our test, the Intruder FI has been 3 km per litre more efficient than the carb variant. This, combined with the smoother initial performance, does make it a sweeter deal in the city. The Intruder has been a polarizing design from the first time we laid eyes on it. You either love it or hate it right from the get-go, and it will rarely grow on you. The bulbous bodywork does make it look like a larger capacity motorcycle though, and the build quality and paint finish is top-notch. But the only way to differentiate this as the FI variant is the sticker on the handlebar shroud. The list of features remain unchanged from the carburetted version, highlights being the single-channel ABS, an all-digital instrument cluster, and an LED tail lamp. The Intruder has borrowed its handling characteristics from the Gixxer. It feels nimble when you have to cut through traffic in the city and stable around corners when you are in the mood for some fun. But for the daily ride, the suspension setup feels a bit on the stiffer side. Luckily, it gets much better with the pillion or if the rider tips the scales at 90 kg or over. The riding position too is ergonomic and comfortable with the low and wide seat and low set handlebars. We have compared these aspects in depth in our earlier videos and even compared it to its toughest competition. So do check out the links to those in the description below. The addition of fuel injection has made the Intruder more refined, efficient and quicker in the urban setting. But you do miss out on the grunt and the top-end performance of the carburetor when you are in the mood for some fun. So we'll say this: if you have decided to buy the Intruder and the budget isn't really a constraint, then the FI variant is for you. But even if you have to think twice about spending that extra cash, we would wholeheartedly recommend you stick to the carburetor variant.